to class today. All right. I'm excited seeing you in the class today. So we are going to continue with the topic we started yesterday on trigonometry. All right. So before we commence the class, I will want you to inform your friends that the class have started. Okay, you can share the link with your friends. Let us have a good number before we commence the class, because we need to start with a very good number. And don't forget our usual practice. Once you enter the class, always give the class a thumb. Okay, that is your own duty as a student. Okay, don't forget to do that. All right, so kindly inform your friends, your classmates, your neighbors that are in the same level with you, that the class have started. Okay, all right, let's quickly do that, and the class will commence in the next few seconds. So if you're in the class, just give a thumb. Let's know those that are around. Let's see the number of those that are already in the class. Okay, so once you are joining the class, just say hi, so we'll know that you are in the class. Okay, I can see one person here now. This is Itunu. All right, you're welcome to class. All right, Oluwatosin, you're welcome to class. I think that's the same thing as Omolara. Okay, all right, okay. So let's wait for others to join. So we start in the next few seconds. So if you are joining the class, just give a hi, so we know the number of people that are right here in the class. Okay, so I can see Huba now. Huba, you're welcome to class. All right, okay. Michael is here. You're welcome to, okay. Yes, it's Michael. Yes, okay. Yes, I can see Joseph, Pamileri, Omolara, and okay. All right, so once you join the class, make sure you just say hi, so that we get to know the number of people that are in the class before we commence. All right, Pamileri, I can see you. You're welcome to class. Okay, Shogbamu, you're welcome to class. Okay, you're all welcome to class. All right, is anybody just joining the class? Okay, so I think we are now beginning to have a good number of us in the class. And don't forget the usual practice. Once you enter the class, you have your own duty to do. What's your duty? You give a thumb to the class. All right, so now can we all do that now? Let us give a thumb, a like thumb to the class. And if you are joining the video for the first time, don't forget you need to subscribe to the channel, all right, so that whenever we're on here, you have a notification. All right, okay. So the last time we looked at trigonometry, we defined trigonometry, okay, and we also looked at triangle. We look at different types of angles. All right, okay. So now let us quickly do a review of what we did the last time before we move down to the next topic for today, or the next aspect of what we're going to do today. Okay, all right. So the last time we looked at different types of angles. Okay, can you please in the comment section, if you're in the last class, now can you tell me the different types of angles we have? We listed about 7 to 8 types of angles. All right, so I want to see if you remember what we did the last time. Let's start from what we learned in the last class. So can you tell me different angles that we have? Yes, I'm waiting to see our response. Yes. Yes, we looked at different types of angles. Okay, okay, I can see complex angle. If you talk about complex angle, I know probably you want to say complementary angle. Okay, yes, I can see Pamela in giving us almost everything. Okay, I can see acute angle. All right. Okay, not optics angle. Not optics angle. So we have reflex angle. That's a very good one. We have complementary, supplementary. Okay. Yes, I can see Tosin also giving another type of angles. We have isosceles angle. Oh, all right. I'm talking about angle, not triangle. All right. Okay. Is anyone telling me that trigonometry is tough? No. You see, at the end of this class, you will see that trigonometry is very simple. Just get yourself ready. We are going to learn together. We are going to have fun with trigonometry. Okay. All right, Uba. I can see you giving me obtuse, right angle, reflex, complement, and others. Okay, that's very good of you. So put your hands together for yourself. That means you recall what we did the last time. All right. Okay. So let me quickly correct one or two mistakes that I can see in the comment section. All right. So we don't have complex angle. All right. Probably maybe you want to write complementary angles. Okay, we have complementary angles and then supplementary angle. I told you complementary angles are two angles are complementary. The addition is 90 degrees. Okay, all right. I think I can also see someone writing isosceles angle. No, we don't have isosceles angle. What I told you the last time is isosceles triangle. All right. So the last time we looked at four types of triangles. Okay. Now we looked at equilateral triangle, also called angular um, angular triangle. Okay. And we also looked at another one called an isosceles triangle. Okay. I think that is what that person wants to say. Isosceles triangle. So it's a type of triangle which have two equal sides and two equal angles. Okay. So and we have scaling triangle. And the last one we looked at is right angle triangle. Okay. So that was what we looked at the last time. And more importantly, we looked at trigonometrical equation. Okay, so we looked at some equation under trigonometry. All right. So now I said the last time that we are starting with an aspect which has to do with Pythagoras theorem and the trigonometrical ratio. All right. So now let's quickly swing into action. Let's dive into today's class. Now let's look at it. Now I want us to look at this triangle. This is a right angle triangle. Okay, this is a right angle triangle. Okay, the last time I told you now that the side that is directly facing the right angle, which is angle 90, is what we call the hypotenuse. Hope you didn't forget. So this side is hypotenuse. Okay, once you get the side facing the right angle, we call it hypotenuse. Now, to know the opposite and the adjacent now is very difficult without the reference angle. Now, suppose the reference angle is here now. Okay, now this line that is touching the reference angle and angle 90 is what we call the adjacent. Okay, so it's not adjacent because it's here. It is adjacent because this side is touching the right angle and the reference angle, while this one is called the opposite side. All right. Okay. So now we quickly want to look at the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem provides a rules for solving sides of a right angle triangle, and which we are going to quickly look at. So we may not be able to go into the proof. Okay. So now what do we have? If we have triangle ABC, right? What Pythagoras theorem says now that the square of the opposite plus the square of the square of the adjacent plus the square of the opposite equals to the square of the hypotenuse. Now, this is the theorem here. We have AB squared, which is the adjacent, plus BC squared, BC, which is the opposite, equals to the hypotenuse AC. AC squared. Now this is what we call the Pythagoras theorem. This is Pythagoras theorem. So we are going to be looking at this, the very elementary aspect of trigonometry, right? So now let us look at it. We are going somewhere, but I want us to start from a very simple level before we move down to the complex part. Now, all right. Now, Pythagoras theorem is telling us when you square the opposite and you square the adjacent, you add it together, you are going to have the square of the hypotenuse. Now, let us look at some problems that will involve Pythagoras theorem. Now, let's look at the first example here. Example 1. Now, calculate the value of x. Calculate the value of x in the figure below. Okay, so we have here's a right angle triangle where this one is we have 5 centimeter and 3 centimeter, and this is x. Okay, so now look at this. This is a right angle triangle. So the question asks us to find the value of x. Now we are going to be making use of the Pythagoras theorem. Opposite square plus adjacent square equals to the hypotenuse square. So now this is your hypotenuse. Now I'm writing it out now. Opposite square plus adjacent square equals to the hypotenuse square. Okay, that's the theorem. That is, the square of the two sides, when it is added together, it gives you the hypotenuse square. Okay, all right. So now we have 3 square plus now this adjacent x square equals to hypotenuse, that is 5 square. All right, I want to believe everybody is getting what I'm explaining here. So the square of this side plus the square of this side equals to the square of the hypotenuse. All right, so this gives you what? That's 9 plus x squared plus 20 equals to 25. Okay, all right, so here you can collect the like terms. Right, so now let's transpose 9. So we have x squared equals to 25 minus 9. Right, so x squared equals to 16. Right, so x equals to square root of 16. So therefore x equals to 4 centimeters. So that means the side is 4 centimeters. Okay, I want to believe we get that. Now let us look at another problem. Example 2. Example 2. Calculate, example 2, calculate the value of 2x plus y in the diagram below. Okay, so we have this. Okay, now this is the question. You have to calculate 2x plus y. Now what we need to do now is just to come to this diagram and find the value of y and the x. We'll just substitute it inside this expression and then we have our answer. All right, now let's look at this diagram carefully. We have two right angle triangle here. Two right angle triangle. Now the first right angle triangle that we have there is triangle RST. Can you see this one? Triangle RST. Now this is the triangle. Okay, and we also have another right angle triangle. It's a bigger one. We have triangle RSU. Triangle RSU. Okay, now let us consider let's consider the first triangle. Now let's say in triangle. Now this symbol means triangle. This symbol of triangle, triangle RST. Now look at triangle RST. It's a right angle triangle. You see, this is one side, this another side, this is the hypotenuse. Okay? Because this is the line that is facing the right angle. So you can easily identify that. All right. So now we are making use of the Pythagoras theorem to solve this. So we have the square of the first side plus the square of the second side equals to the square of the hypotenuse. Okay, so we now have this to be x squared plus 8 squared equals to 17 squared. Okay, hope we get that now. So now, and this is going to give you x squared plus 64 equals to 289. Okay, all right, so here we can transpose 64. So we have x squared equals to 289 minus 64. Okay, so we have x squared equals to 225. All right, so here now you have x equals to the square root of 225. So you take the square root of both sides. So x equals to what? That's 15 centimeters. So that's the first part of the equation. Now let us look at the second part. Now we want to get the value of y. So we consider this big triangle, triangle RSU. So I will start by writing in triangle RSU. Okay, so now when you look at this triangle RSU, we have this is the first side, this is the second side, and this is the third side. Hope you understand that. The first side, the second side, and the third side. So we have the square of the first side plus square of the second side equals to the square of the third side. Now, what's the first side? We have RS square plus this side SU. Okay, SU square equals to the hypotenuse, that's RU square. All right, so now so don't forget we have to find 2x plus y. All right, so now look at RS. What is RS? RS is s, and we have gotten s to be what? To be 25. So now RS is x squared. I can still write it as x squared. So we have x squared, that's RS, because RS is x. Okay, so plus. Now let's look at this. This one is SU. SU is from here to this place. So that means we are going to add 8 and 12 together. That gives us 20. So from here to here is 20. Since from here to here is 8 and from here to here is 12, so everything is going to be 20. So that's going to give us 20 squared. That equals to y squared. Okay, all right, now look at x squared. What is x squared? X squared is 225. So 225. So There may not be a need for you writing 15 because 15 square is still going to, because x is 15 anyway. So 15 square is 225. So I can just go straight away and insert this. So plus 400 equals to y squared. So now let's add this one together. You have what? 625 equals to y squared. Now here we square both sides. So we have square root of 625 equals to y. Okay, when you square both sides, the 2 here will go and the square root will be here. So that's what we have. So we now have y equals to what? 25 centimeter. Okay, so now we now have our y and x. But what the question wants us to get is what? We have to find 2x plus y. 2x plus y. So we have 2 times, what is x? X is 15. Okay, we have gotten x plus, what is y? Y is 25. So you can just multiply. So we have 30 plus 25. And that gives you what? That gives you 55 centimeter. So this is going to be the answer to the problem. So I want to believe you understand the explanation. All right, don't forget, if you are just joining the class, ensure you subscribe to this channel. All right, and also give a thumb that you actually love what we are doing here. All right, thank you very much. So that is the answer to that. Okay, so I want to move down to another thing. Immediately after that, I will give you something to quickly try. All right, or let me give you this. Probably maybe you try this and let's see what you're going to have before I move down to another problem. Can we quickly do this and let's see what you have? It's a very simple one. Let me give you this simple one. Calculate. Try this. Calculate 2x in the figure below. Okay, now look at the question on the board. You have to calculate 2x in the figure below. So this is the question. Can we quickly do this one and let's see what you have as your answer. Now try this in just a few minutes and let's see what you have as the answer. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's quickly try this. Okay, all right. Somebody is asking a question, but while I'm answering the question, please, I want you to continue solving the problem. Now, what I just said now is, if you have a right angle triangle of this form now, hypotenuse is this line that is directly opposite right angle, all right? Okay, I think somebody is asking that question. Now, I hope you understand how you can locate your hypotenuse. Now, how do you get your adjacent and opposite? All right. Adjacent, I cannot know adjacent or opposite now without a reference angle. So there must be an angle either here or here. So if the angle is here, that means this place is going to be adjacent. So, and if this one is adjacent, this is going to be opposite. Now look at it. If the reference angle is here, theta, now this place is going to be adjacent. So it's the line that touches the right angle and the reference angle. So that's how to locate your adjacent. So you must be able to identify your adjacent, your opposite, and hypotenuse. So it's very easy. The side that is facing right angle is what we call the hypotenuse. Okay, the line that is touching angle 90 and the reference angle is called the adjacent. Okay, so and the third one is going to be the opposite. Okay, all right. So I'm waiting for our answers. Okay. Okay, somebody has given an answer 12.8 centimeter. Okay, that's very good. Let's wait for others. Okay, I think others are solving. We have 12.8. Now let's wait for others. Okay, I'm seeing a different answer. Okay, yes, this is 12.8 centimeter. Okay. All right, I'm waiting for others. So you have few seconds now to give me your answer before we solve the problem together. Okay. So I can see over result. I can see brain trickle. Abi, is it brain tinkle or tinkler? Okay. All right. I can see your answer 12.8 centimeter. I can also see Pamilerin's results. That is 12.8. Now let's wait for, okay, show me the, you have your x to be 3. All right. Okay, I can see an answer. All right. Okay, okay. All right. Okay, I think we can now solve the problem together. Let's see who and who got the correct answer. Okay, let's solve them together. All right, now the question says calculate 2x in the figure below. Now look at the figure below. So now what I just need here, you see in Pythagoras theorem, I don't have much issue. Even if I don't know the opposite and adjacent. One thing I need to know is the hypotenuse. Very, very important. Now this is the hypotenuse. Okay, this is the hypotenuse because this is the side that is facing the right angle. So I'll just say hypotenuse square equals to opposite square or adjacent square plus opposite square or adjacent square. So that's all. So now here I'll be writing x square equals to 4 square plus 25, oh no, 5 square, sorry. We have 5 square. Okay, hope we get that. So now we have x square equals to 4 square is 16 plus 25. Right? So when you add this together, you have x squared equals to 41. Now, you divide both sides by, or you take square root of both sides. Sorry, you take square root of both sides because you need to do away with this square. So we have x equals to square root of 41. And that is the value of x. All right, I think some of you now use your calculator to get the answer. That should be around 6.4, which is approximately 6.4. Okay, all right. Now, so the question asks you to get 2x. So you can now go ahead and say 2x equals to 2 times the value of x that you have here. That's square root of 41. So the answer is 2 square root of 41. Or you write it as 2x equals to 2 times 6.4. And that's the same thing as 12.8. Now, that is the answer. So, if you get this answer, I want you to put your hands together for yourself. That means you are doing fine. All right. Now, if you observe something, you discover now that I didn't put unit here. I didn't put unit for the value of x. Now, these are very tricky problems that you can be asked in your external exams. You have to be very careful. Now, look at what is given now. X is given and the unit is already there. Now, if you say x is 6.4 centimeter. Now, by the time you substitute that, that means you'll be having centimeter 2 times. So if the unit is given in the question, I have to find x. So you don't need to put unit there again. Suppose the question did not put unit now. By the time you solve for x, x must have a unit. All right, I hope you understand me now. So since unit is already here, by the time you get the value of your x, now there will not be units there. Okay, so that means this side now is going to be 6.4 centimeter. So just substitute the value of x here. It's going to be 6.4 centimeters. So when you multiply it by 2, you have 12.8. Okay, all right. So that is the answer to the problem. So I want to believe every one of us have gotten the explanation to that problem. All right, now can we move on to something else? Now let's move on. And please don't forget, if you are just joining the class, ensure you subscribe to the channel. So I observed that some of you are not giving a thumb to the class. So please make sure you do that now. All right. Okay. So now let's look at the next problem here. Example 3. Find the letter size in the figure below. Okay, now let's look at this problem. So how do we solve this type of problem? Okay, now you have to find the lettered sides in the figure below. Now, when you look at this, we have three triangles there, and we have just two right angle triangles. Now, look at the first right angle triangle, and this is the second one. Now, the bigger triangle here is not a right angle triangle, so we are not considering that now. So now let us look at this. Now, this is the first triangle that we're going to look at. Now, let us look at this triangle. This is the hypotenuse. This is one side and this is another side. Okay, so now let us use Pythagoras theorem now to get the value of y. Okay, so now we have y square plus 9 square equals to 15 square. That is the square of the first opposite plus the square of the first side plus the square of the second side equals to the square of hypotenuse. All right, so this is going to be y square plus what? 81 equals to 225. Okay, so now you transpose 81, so you have y squared equals to 225 minus 81, and we have y squared equals to 144. Okay, so we now have y equals to square root of 144, and that gives us what? That is 12 units. So we have 12 units. Okay, so that is side y. Now we want to get side x. So you look at this second right angle triangle. Right, look at this. So this is going to be the hypotenuse. X is the hypotenuse. So the square of this side and the square of this side will equal to the square of the hypotenuse. Now can we do that now? So we have the square of y square plus 5 square equals to the hypotenuse square, that is x square. Okay, all right, now y square, what is y square? 144. You already have that, so 144. Or better still, you can write 12 square is the same thing as 144 plus, now 5 square is 25, okay, equals to x squared. So when you add this and this together, you have 169 equals to x squared. All right, so here you can take square root of both sides. Now when you take square root of both sides, so what do you have? You have square root of 169 equals to x. So therefore x equals to 13 units. 13 units. So this is going to be the answer. All right. I want to believe you know why I'm putting unit, because you know it's just a measurement of a side. So it must carry a unit. But in the question, we are not told the dimension of the unit. So you just need to put unit to say, okay, it's just a measurement, not just a number. All right. So these are the answer to the problem. Now, can we look at another problem? Let's look at another problem that looks like this. Example 4. Example 4. All right, now let's look at this problem. Now, you have to find the value of x plus 2y. Find the value of x plus 2y. So how do we solve this problem? Now look at this figure here. We have two triangles there, two right angle triangles. Now look at the first one and the second one. Now I must know the one to start with. I just need to look for a right angle triangle that has two given sides. So look at it. I have two given two sides here. So this is the triangle I'm going to start with. I can't start with this because I have two unknowns. Okay, so this is what we are starting with. And now let's look at this triangle now. This is the hypotenuse because this is the side that is facing the right angle. Don't forget, the side that is facing the right angle is the hypotenuse. So I can now go ahead and write, okay, opposite square, that's 12 square, one of the side, plus the other side, which is probably going to be the adjacent, okay, equals to the hypotenuse square. Okay, the square of this side plus the square of this side equals to the square of the hypotenuse. All right, so we have this as 144 plus y squared equals to 169, right? So we have y equals to 169 minus 144. So when you subtract, you have 25. Okay, so now, okay, this we have square here, so we can take square root of both sides. We have this, we have y equals to 5 units. So this is the value of y. All right, so now let's look at the second right angle triangle. Okay, so can you tell me what is going to be the hypotenuse now in this second right angle triangle? Okay, is anybody telling me? I want you to drop your answer in the comment section. What is the hypotenuse in the second triangle? Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, Uber has given an answer. I'm waiting for others. Okay, it's only Uber that is giving. Okay, I can see yesterday. Yes. Right. So, okay, good. Yes. Now I can see two of us giving us the correct answer. This is the hypotenuse because this is the side that is facing the right angle. Don't forget, the side that is facing the right angle is the hypotenuse. So once you get that, you don't have any problem. So now we are making use of the Pythagoras theorem here. The square of this side plus the square of this side equals to the square of hypotenuse. Okay, can we write that now? We have x squared plus 4 squared equals to y squared, which is the hypotenuse, right? Okay, so we now have x squared plus 4 squared is 16 equals to y squared is 25. Here, you can see y squared is 25. So you transpose x, 16, so you have x squared equals to 25 minus 16. All right, so what do you have? So we have x squared equals to what? X squared equals to 9. All right, so x, you take square root of both sides, x equals to square root of 9. So x equals to 3 units. Now, the question wants us to get the value of x plus 2y. X plus 2y. So we now write x plus 2y equals to x, which is 3, plus 2 times y. What is the value of y? 5. We have 5. So the answer is going to be 3 plus 10, and that gives you 13 units. 13 units. So that is the answer to the problem. All right, so with this, let me give you something you try now. I want you to try this within 2 minutes. So I will want to see the first person that will give me the correct answer. I know we have brilliant minds here. Right now, let's see. Let's see the first person that will give us the correct answer here. Find, let's try this. Find the value of x squared minus 3y in the figure below. Okay, now find the value of x squared minus 3y in the figure below. Now, can we quickly do this one? All right, it's just a replica of what we did in example 2. Okay, so now let's quickly solve this one, and we drop our answer in the comments section. And now, if you are joining this class for the first time, all right, the idea is you solve this. After solving it, you drop your answer in the comment section. All right, so I want to see our results in the comment section. Let's quickly try this. Let's see what we're going to have. Okay, we have like a minute to give the correct answer. Okay, somebody have given an answer. Right, I can see what is the final answer you have here. 45 is the answer. Okay, let's wait for others to give their answers. Okay, I'm waiting for Yetunde Lukman. Who else is here? Okay, Pamilerin, Scott. Yes, Show Me Day. Okay. Yetunde and others, Pamilerin and others. Omolara, let's be fast about it and let's drop our answer in the comment section. Okay. Yes. Iman. Yes, I'm waiting for your answer. Okay. Yes, I think I'm beginning to see answer. So minus 11 that's Uber. Okay, let's wait for others. Okay, Ima just joined. All right, no problem. You are welcome to the class. So just wait and see how we are going to solve that problem. If this is your first time in the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that whenever we're online, you'll be updated. All right, I think that message goes to Ima. So ensure you subscribe and also give a thumb to the class. That shows um, you you enjoy the class and the class is impactful. Okay, all right. I'm waiting for other people answers. Okay, so Oluwaseun, yes, yes. Pamela have dropped an answer. We have 44. Oh, okay, that has been retracted. Okay, let's drop the correct answer. If your answer was wrong before, now try and drop the correct answer and let's see what we have. Yes, risk cuts, you have 45. Okay, family you have 45. Show me the value of y is what you are giving as 12. Okay, so we have few minutes more. So a few seconds. We have few seconds. So after which we are going to solve the problem together. Okay. Any other answer before we solve? Any other answer? Okay, this course I've dropped an answer. Okay, we have 45. All right, we have 45. Okay. Yes, okay. I can see yesterday dropping x is 9. Okay. Shogbamu, are you dropping an answer? What is your result? Okay, I think we need to start solving the problem. Now let us see what we're supposed to have now. To solve this problem, now the question asks you to find the value of x squared minus 3y in the figure below. Now the first thing to do now is to look at the triangles we have here. We have two right angle triangles. So this is the first one and this is the second right angle triangle. So now the first one I'm going to consider is the right angle triangle with two given sides. All right. So now let's look at this. This a right angle triangle. We have two given sides, this and this. So that means I'm considering this first. All right. If I consider this, I will not be able to get something reasonable. So I just have to come here first. Okay. So now let's look at this. Now, this is the side, this is another side, this is the hypotenuse. I told you earlier, the side facing the right angle is called what? The hypotenuse. All right, so now the square of the first side, that's y squared, plus the square of the second side, okay, all right, that is going to give you 20 squared. Okay, so that is what we have. Sorry. Okay, all right. Now let's look at what we have here. So the square of the opposites plus the square of the adjacent equals to the square of the hypotenuse. All right. So now, so we are squaring this. We square this. We add it together. We equate it to this. So now let's see, what do we have? We have y squared equals to. So what's going to be the square of this, or plus? Sorry, plus. When you square this, what do you have? That's 256. All right. I hope that is correct. Equals to 400. Okay, so we can move this to this side. So we have y squared equals to 400 minus 256. All right. So when you subtract, what do we have? We have 240. No, yes, 244. Okay, so it's 144. Sorry, so that's what we're going to have. So 144. So here you can take a square root of both sides. We have square root of 144. So we have what? 12 meters. All right. Our unit is in terms of meters. Okay, so now the next thing now is to consider the second right angle triangle. So you can see now we now have two sides. Now we know the value of y, and we have the hypotenuse, which is 15 meters. Okay, so we can go ahead now and get x. All right, so here now we have this side, x squared plus y squared equals to the hypotenuse square, that is 15 squared. Okay, so from here you have x squared plus y squared is 144. Okay, 144 equals to 15 squared. What is 15 squared? 225. Okay, so we now have x squared equals to 225 minus 144. I want to believe everybody is flowing with me. All right, so now we have x squared equals to 81. Okay, that is 81. So now we have x equals to square root of 81. And what is the value of x? X is 9 meters. All right. So now the question wants us to find x squared minus 3y. Okay, so we now come here. We have x squared minus 3y equals to x squared is what? 81. So that's going to be 81. So in place of x squared now, so you plug in 81 because x squared is 81 minus 3 times, what is the value of y? I think we have gotten that before. That is 12. So this is going to be 12. Okay, so that's going to be 81 minus 36. So what will that give you? That's going to give you 45. That gives you, that will be what? 45 meters. 45 meters. So that is the correct answer to the problem. So I can see a lot of us have the correct answer, but it's unfortunate that I didn't see anybody putting the units. It's very, very important when solving problems. Always put attention to the units. Now, the diagram is in terms of meters, so your answer to must also display that unit. It's very, very important. If this question is given in WAEC or Neco and you fail to put units, now you'll be penalized. So you are going to be losing 1 mark. And you see, it's always very interesting. You are going to be giving the mark for not putting unit. That you get 45, you'll be giving 1 mark. For not putting unit, another 1 mark will be subtracted. So it's as good as scoring 0. And I should always put attention to the unit when solving a problem. All right, so I want to believe we've learned 1 or 2 things today. All right, so tomorrow is another day, so we are going to be ending the class now. So tomorrow is another day. I want you to get yourself ready for tomorrow's class. It's going to be interesting, right? So we are going to be looking at the trigonometrical ratio, how you can use that to solve a problem, right? So, and if you are watching now and you have not subscribed to the channel, it is good for you to subscribe so that once we are on air, you will be notified. Okay, so make sure you do that before you leave. So I want to believe we all enjoy the class. Before we leave, I want to know where you're watching from. Make sure you drop that in the comment section. All right, so have a good night rest. Bye bye.